Our chief guest, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Labor, Honorable Simon Chelugui, EGH, the CIS, Ministry of Labor, Honorable Jackson Kala, the representative of the Governor, Mombasa County in absentia, representatives of various ministries present here today, representative of the regional, in fact, the PS, my friend Dr. Kibicho, Engineer Kibicho, who is represented here by the Regional Commissioner John Elungata, Madam Jacqueline Mugo, CEO, FKE, COTU representative present here, the representative of Mr. Wellington Chibebe, ILO, the representative of my friend Mohammed Abdika, the director, IOM, the national government administrative officers present here, members of the board, National Employment Authority, distinguished panelists, participants, employers, training institutions, staff of the Ministry of Labor, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I have been told to speak within 5 minutes because then the Cabinet Secretary, who is the chief guest, should be given more time to air his remarks on our national TV. So I am delighted to join you here today as we launch the national job fairs in this coastal city of Mombasa. And thank you, Waziri, for having given us this opportunity for, if nothing else, to showcase what we've been doing in the ministry insofar as that space of employment and recruitment is concerned through our very able agency, National Employment Authority. Employment services form a core pillar in labor markets worldwide, especially in linking job seekers with employment opportunities, and that's helping to alleviate the challenges of unemployment. Many countries across the world have designed and implemented both public and private employment services, which have played a key role in keeping unemployment figures low, while providing critical information to policymakers for improved design of employment policies and programs. And as we sit here today, CS, we are speaking to 3 areas in employment. The first is to sensitize the prospective job seekers on the ability within government that can be able to provide for them employment locally and abroad. And therefore, we are speaking to the space of orderly labor migration, as well as information on the jobs that are available here. When we walked around to see for ourselves what was being showcased today, you realize, Waziri, Kenya is full of talent. How do we get this talent? This is what this forum is seeking to sensitize all of us on. i.e., we'll be sensitizing ourselves on those who are providing training and skills, not talent for this matter, or unleashing that talent that we have in ourselves. And when you look at our training institutions, they are formed to satisfy that market. We are also looking to sensitize people on how we can be able, as job seekers, to know what kind of opportunities are available to us both locally and internationally. And we also seek to understand the processes and procedures of identifying these opportunities. And I want to thank you for having allowed this to happen. This idea has been in incubation for quite some time, and thanks to the partners that have really assisted us to make it a reality now. And Waziri, this is the first of more job fairs that will be undertaken regionally. And I want to thank the Regional Commissioner for having provided the right environment for us to sit and begin this journey that will be cascaded in the 8 regions of this country. Private employment agencies are also participating in this sitting by CS. And probably my expectation after this sitting will be for them to be able to understand their roles in the whole mix of this employment space. And for that reason, the Ministry of Labor, as you're all aware, has been trying to put in place policies and legislation that will ensure that within this country and elsewhere, we will have safe, orderly, and profitable labor migration going forward. And yesterday we had a meeting with the PS, Dr. Kibicho, and the rest of them that are in this space, interagency. And we are coming up with policies that will ensure there is safety for those that will be traveling out of this country to the GCC countries. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as we have witnessed in the recent past, some of the private employment agencies, especially those involved in labor migration, have not been up to the task. A small group of agencies continue to engage in unethical recruitment, which has exposed our migrant workers to abuse and ill treatment. The likes of what we saw in the skit, the 4 Stars Recruitment Agency, which is fake. Let me bring to you bad news today. We are coming for you. And this forum will act as a sensitization forum to assure you that the government is on the lookout. And we are coming for you. We put in place legislative mechanisms that will ensure that once we get hold of you, you will not escape the law. Are we together? There are also, like the 4 Stars agencies, people who operate outside the ambits of the law. That's abetting irregular and harmful labor migration. It is therefore not surprising that most migrant workers in distress abroad are those who have used irregular channels of migration. Such workers are often fearful of reporting their cases to the authorities, which further worsens their situations. That is why we are sitting here today to sensitize you, so that if you decide personally to be recruited by an agency that is not registered, then you should not blame anybody. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to wish all Kenyans to use employment agencies in search of jobs, both locally and abroad, that have been registered by the National Employment Authority. And like you are told, a full list of the registered agencies can be accessed through that website that you've been told. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm informed that a colorful and informative roadshow was held in this coastal city on Sunday to mark the commencement of activities towards today's launch. I'm also informed that we have numerous participants ranging from employers, training institutions, government agencies who are exhibiting products and services, and we've seen them, that they offer to the labor market. I am also further informed that we will be having a panel discussions during this job fair, which will involve various experts on different employment-related topics. I note with great satisfaction that the panelists include top public servants, distinguished members of academia, experts from top policy think tanks in the country, labor and employment policy practitioners, as well as heads of various state corporations. I hope in this discussion we will come up with very fruitful engagements that would then shape that space of labor migration. And Waziri, just to remind ourselves here again, we have lots of information that we have in NEA. But I think we have just refused to mine that information by ourselves. And I wish to take this opportunity to ask CAPEA and ASMAC to rein in on the employment of members of their organizations, i.e. the private employment agencies, to play by the law. We also want to tell prospective job seekers that we have institutions, like I said earlier, that will improve on your skill, so that by the time you are leaving the country or you are getting employed, you have the right skill that is marketable. So just don't sit. Information is available in there. We have training institutions under your ministry, Waziri, that are giving such skills. That is NITA, National Industrial Training Authority. And like you've directed, they are also recognizing prior learning. And this is information that should be put on the website of NEA so that they can be able to link you to the jobs that are available locally and elsewhere. A few weeks ago, I was looking for a plumber in my rural home. And those that I found did not have the necessary skills to be able to fix my water. So I had to come all the way to Nairobi to get that one that is well qualified. And somebody mentioned to me that that person was retrained in NITA. And let me tell you, Waziri, I have no problem now with my water in the rural country. So these opportunities are available. And I want to thank the board of NEA for having sat and realized that we need to sensitize ourselves on what we have and what we can be able to give. I'm hopeful that at the end of the presentations and consequent discussions, we will have recommendations and proposals which can be implemented as we pursue our common goal of creating job opportunities for all. At the very least, I look forward to a thought-provoking ideas which can spur our policymakers into designing and implementing relevant and responsive employment policies and programs for Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, as I conclude, I want just to mention that as we embark in this launch, I wish that we all engage productively, and I'm hopeful that this and other upcoming job fairs will be beneficial to you in whichever capacity or role you play in the labor market. With these very few remarks, let me take this opportunity to welcome, oh, thank you, he's come, to welcome the Chief Administrative Secretary, Ministry of Labor, Honorable Jackson Kala, to make his remarks, and in turn welcome the Cabinet Secretary to deliver his keynote address. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.